Imagine this. Two young PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, find themselves at Stanford University in the mid-1990s. Larry, an ambitious thinker with a fascination for systems and solving big problems, and Sergey, a skeptic with a sharp analytical mind, seemed like an unlikely pair. They didn't even get along at first, but their shared curiosity about how information on the internet could be organized soon brought them together, and it wasn't long before they were working on something that could change the way people find information forever. Back then, the internet was chaotic, overflowing with information that was almost impossible to sift through. Search engines existed, but they were basic. Most of them just counted keywords to rank pages, often giving irrelevant results. Larry and Sergey saw the potential for something much more powerful and smarter. They wanted to build a system that didn't just count words, but actually analyze how sites connected to each other. It was a radical idea at the time. A search engine that would rank sites based on the quality and relevance of links pointing to them, not just on how many times a keyword appeared. So in 1996, they launched a research project called Backrub. Strange name, right? But the concept was revolutionary. This project would crawl through the web and rub through the links, analyzing how sites connected to each other. Soon, they knew they had stumbled onto something groundbreaking. They decided to rename it Google, a play on the word googol, a 1 followed by 100 zeros, symbolizing their mission to organize what felt like an infinite amount of information on the web. But despite their big ideas, there was one glaring problem. There was no money. Google was essentially two graduate students working with a few borrowed computers, surviving on small loans and credit cards, and they needed more space to grow. Enter Susan Wojcinski, a friend who rented her garage in Menlo Park to them for $1,700 a month. That garage became Google's first office, a place where Larry and Sergey and a small team of early employees would code, problem solve, and bring their vision to life. Larry and Sergey's goal wasn't just to create a search engine. They wanted to create a new way of accessing knowledge, a tool that would put the world's information within reach of anyone. And that ambition was met with skepticism. Many thought Larry and Sergey's vision was too ambitious, too difficult to make profitable. But they held on to their belief that organizing information and making it universally acceptable was a mission worth pursuing, even if it meant working around the clock in a garage, poring over algorithms, and occasionally sleeping on the floor. In 1998, they refined their technology and, pulling together more support, they officially launched Google, and almost immediately, they began to revolutionize the way people interacted with the internet. Google became known for its accurate, relevant search results, a breath of fresh air in a world of clunky, unreliable search engines. But even then, Google was on shaky ground. Without a reliable, steady revenue stream, the future was uncertain. Larry and Sergey resisted flashy ads, not wanting to clutter the search experience with distractions. They faced pressure from investors to monetize, and yet they didn't want to sacrifice their mission. So in 2000, they introduced Google AdWords, a simple text-based advertising model that respected users' experience and allowed small businesses to compete. It was a modest start, but it was also the beginning of a powerful revenue model, and Google finally had the financial engine it needed to grow. AdWords took off, and Google transformed from a scrappy startup into a serious contender in tech. But Larry and Sergey kept pushing. They weren't just interested in search. They wanted to improve everything about the internet experience. They launched services like Google Maps, Gmail, and Google News, tools that would shape how people navigated their daily lives. And while competitors tried to catch up, Google continued to innovate, expanding from search to becoming an information ecosystem.